Hey, what's happening? Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's not so bright and early. It's 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I was not planning on making a video at least not this early this morning, because yesterday, a little later, I finally downloaded my video. Toe cage is the real reason why Biden fell over on his bike, not Trump's golf ball, not old age, not woke, not woke, the woke or radical left or anything like that, because God knows they blame that for everything else. Anyway, so I did that video yesterday, and I wasn't planning on making a video this morning, but as you can see, I was in the middle of my workout, and I have the TV going, and a story came on the screen, and I have got to talk about this. As you know, they continually run the stories over and over again. So I'm working out here, doing some pull-ups and push-ups and whatnot, and I keep seeing the story over and over, and I noticed a couple things. Okay, the story here, this just happened a day or two ago. Richard Cox, 36-year-old man from New Haven, was arrested by New Haven police. He was allegedly carrying a handgun, walking around at a block party. To me, in the video, it looks like he had a bottle of booze, like a bottle of schnapps or something in his hand too. But anyway, he's a convicted felon, and there were some issues there. All right, so there's no dispute there. Convicted felon, you obviously can't be walking around with a gun, can't have a gun. All right, so they load him into the paddy wagon. I think they brought him to a substation. Okay, you can see the camera in the back of the paddy wagon. And Richard probably had a few drinks. He was not behaving. He was kicking the door. He laid on his back and was kicking the door. You can see this in the video. He was banging himself against the wall of the paddy wagon. All right, and at that point, you see a video it's from the officer's vest cam, and it's looking up from down here. It's looking up at the steering wheel. And you see the officer toot on the horn, beep, beep. He makes some hand gestures, and then slams on the brakes. Okay, and you see in the back of the paddy wagon, Richard was not buckled down at all. I'll get to that in a second. And when the officer slams on the brakes, Richard Cox goes flying a good 8 to 10 feet. He has his hands handcuffed behind him. He could not protect his head or his neck or his face or anything. He went flying head first into the back wall of the paddy wagon, and then crumpled literally into a ball in between the two benches. It made me claustrophobic just watching this. I don't know how he could breathe, because he was literally pushed up and crumpled into a human ball. Okay, you hear Richard call out. He's not moving at all, not moving a finger. Just he hit the wall, fell into a crumpled ball, and did not move an inch. Finally, the officer stops, and the officer asks on the video, he says, "How did you get all the way up here?" Well, because you hit the brakes. Okay, now they take him out. They put him in a wheelchair. They drag him. Now, obviously, as we're going to find out, he's more or less paralyzed, so he couldn't be putting up a fight. They drag him, throw him in a cell, and eventually, when they get around to it, they take him to Yale New Haven Hospital, I think it was, and do some x-rays, MRIs, and he goes into emergency surgery. At this point, his prognosis is they're not sure if he will ever walk again. They didn't use the word paralysis or paralyzed, but that's what we're getting at here. Okay. Now, like I said, this video kept playing over and over again, and it gave me a chance to notice a few things. When the video went to the back, because I was going to say, shouldn't these police vans have something to restrain these in case there's an accident to protect, I mean, people commit crimes, but that doesn't, just because somebody commits a crime doesn't mean you treat them as anything less than human. If you look in the back of this paddy wagon, there's belts. There is seat belts for the prisoners all along the back, all looking perfectly working order. Richard Cox looks rather skinny, so there's no issue whether he was, he wasn't. I thought of everything. He wasn't like too big or anything to get the seat belt around him. There was no reason at all why he shouldn't have been secured in the back of that paddy wagon. And if he was secured, first of all, he wouldn't even have been able to cause the noise, the racket, the behaving badly, the mayhem that he was causing before this officer gave him a brake job. but I'm kind of speculating there. The other thing, this is when I started to get really angry watching this video. They open up the door and they're asking him to move. They pick up his arm and drop it. You know, and I'm thinking the way, whenever I've been in an accident, like a bike accident, a car accident, and the way they treat you, they drag him out by his feet. They throw him into a wheelchair. There is no use of any neck brace, nothing to hold his neck. And, you know, I'm no paramedic, but I know the first thing you do is secure the neck and so the vertebrae don't move and cause paralysis. No backboard, no neck brace, nothing. They put him in the wheelchair. Now, this is where it really starts to just tick me off. Like I said, at this point, not that it matters, but he couldn't even be fighting at this point because he was presumably paralyzed. I'll have the screenshot where they're dragging him into the cell. Still, no neck brace, no backboard. Richard obviously has severe neck injuries. He cannot move. They throw him in the cell. There's the issues of the seatbelts. First of all, why wasn't he restrained? Second of all, I'd like to see the dash cams because you have no idea what, if anything, this officer did. Was he just angry because because Richard wasn't behaving, and he just decided to slam on the brakes to send Richard flying? Because that's what it's starting to look like at this point. I don't know. His gestures to me look a little overdone. Like he, you know, and I think he said something about somebody pulling. I have my doubts as to. I'd like to see. God knows there's enough cameras out there. There's got to be some video of what occurred in front of this van. So that's another issue. Why wasn't he restrained? Why wasn't he in a seatbelt? Just what happened supposedly to make to have this sudden stop? And most of all, why would you treat any human being like this, like less than human, by not securing them with a backboard, with a neck brace, throwing them, dragging this guy across the floor and throwing him in a cell? It's just, it's appalling to watch this. Just because you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. Just because somebody's behaving badly, it's no right to treat somebody as less than human, to cause these kinds of injuries. I have reason. I think Richard should already start looking for a good lawyer. But if he is paralyzed, that's all the money in the world isn't going to bring back what he has lost due to negligence, just plain bias. I don't know. You guys watch the video and see what you think yourself. Honestly, by the time they were dragging him into the cell, it was just disgusting me. This is not a way you treat any human being. All right, you guys have a great Wednesday. Let me know what you think.